The sun was dipping low on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the house as I tidied up the living room. At 26, I was newly married and still adjusting to life with my husband's family, but it felt like home, especially because of his father, Jack. Jack was in his early 50s, with an easy charm and vitality that made people naturally gravitate toward him. Since the day I met him, he had been warm, welcoming, and effortlessly kind. With my husband away for the weekend, it was just me and Jack in the house. Normally, we shared an easygoing rapport filled with light-hearted laughter and simple conversation. But tonight felt different. There was an unspoken tension, something simmering beneath the surface that I couldn't quite name. After finishing my chores, I glanced out the window and saw him on the patio, holding a glass of iced tea, silhouetted against the sunset. I took a deep breath, feeling both anticipation and a hint of nervousness, and decided to join him. "Hey Jack, mind if I join you?" I asked, stepping outside. "Not at all. Please do," he replied with a warm smile, gesturing to the empty chair beside him. I settled in, feeling the warmth of the evening air around us as we chatted about small things: work, family, even our favorite shows. Despite the casual topics, the energy between us was anything but. There was an underlying chemistry, an attraction neither of us had acknowledged. At one point, Jack leaned back and gave me a thoughtful look. "You know, Rachel, you've really become part of this family," he said softly. "I'm grateful for that." "Thank you, Jack. That means a lot," I replied, my heartbeat quickening as our eyes met and lingered a moment longer than usual. We stayed outside until the sky turned into a canvas of pink and orange, and a gentle coolness settled over us. Jack stood up, stretching slightly. "Can I get you a refill on your drink?" "Sure, that'd be nice," I said, my voice more relaxed but tinged with quiet anticipation. While he went inside, I took a moment to collect my thoughts. I couldn't deny Jack's presence, a way of making me feel both comfortable and inexplicably drawn to him. When he returned, he handed me the glass. As our fingers brushed briefly, a spark jolted through me, making me glance away quickly. My heart raced, and he must have felt it too, because, after a moment, he suggested, "It's getting a bit chilly out here. Why don't we head inside?" Back in the warmth of the living room, we settled on the couch, a comfortable silence falling over us. The soft glow of the lamp filled the room. After a few minutes, Jack broke the silence. "Rachel, can I be honest with you?" "Of course," I replied, my pulse quickening as I sensed where this might be going. He took a deep breath, his gaze steady. "I've been feeling something between us, something I can't quite explain." My breath caught in my throat. After a pause, I nodded, my voice barely a whisper. "I've felt it too." He leaned in closer, his eyes holding mine with an intensity I'd never seen before. I don't want to make things awkward, but I can't ignore it any longer. Meeting his gaze, I felt my heart pounding. "I don't want to ignore it either," I whispered. In that moment, everything around us seemed to fade. Jack reached out, tucking a stray strand of hair behind my ear, his touch sending a shiver down my spine. I leaned into his hand, unable to resist the pull I felt toward him. "Can I kiss you?" he asked, his voice low and full of yearning. "Yes," I whispered, barely able to contain the longing that had built up inside me. He closed the distance between us, his lips meeting mine in a tender, exploratory kiss that quickly deepened as we gave in to the connection we'd been trying to ignore. His hands moved to my shoulders, pulling me closer, and I felt my body melt against his. The world outside disappeared entirely as we lost ourselves in each other. Our kiss grew more passionate, and I found my hands wandering to his chest, feeling the warmth radiating from him. The intensity between us was undeniable, and as he pulled me even closer, I knew this was only the beginning of a connection I could no longer deny.